good evening, good morning, depending where you are. Happy Sunday, and hoping everybody's enjoying it and having fun. So, welcome back to the channel. Please subscribe, share the videos, and let's help me get this stuff into the algorithm so we can again reminder the goal is always to help people. So slowly but surely we'll reach the people that we need to reach. Even if it's 5 people, if we're reaching the people we need to reach, mission accomplished. Let's get right into it. Everybody just a quick reminder for everyone, stay safe out there and don't get swallowed by the matrix. Everything is what it is. Everything it's not what it seems. So stay focused, eat right, do your meditation, sleep right. Try to take care of yourself financially, mentally, emotionally, and every possible way you can. Because if you don't take care of yourself, you cannot take care of anything else. Okay, let's get right into it. This video, I'm bringing it to you guys is because I do have a lot of young people I talk to, and those are things I wish people would have told me about the world when I was growing up. So again, this one is the last week. It was dedicated to the ladies. This one is dedicated to the younger people and anyone who might be interested, who will find what I'm about to say very, very interesting. So the title for this video is 10 things your parents never told you about the world. Again, 10 things your parents never told you about the world. The reason why I'm bringing you this video is because, growing up, we all get all the messages from our parents. Never do this, never do that. Find a young king, queen, whatever. So a lot of the message that they passed down to us were the same kind of messages they received from their parents a long time ago. Some of these messages still apply, some of them don't. And then also you getting it based only from their experience and the people around them. We all know how false and inaccurate that can be. So again, title for this video is 10 things your parents never told you about this world. So I'm going to try to keep it brief so we can get to all 10 of them. So I know I'm providing you 10. I know there's a lot more, but I want you guys to think about your life and reevaluate some of those things you were told as a child or as a teenager, and reevaluate those and based on what you know now and how the world is functioning at the moment, so you guys can reevaluate some of those things. And so, let's get down right to it. Again, 10 things your parents never told you about the world. Number 1, everyone wants something. Again, everyone wants something. What I mean by that was one of those things when, growing up, you always hear people presenting themselves, whether it's in business, whether it's in your personal life, or whether it's in your relationship. Especially in relationship, you were told that, oh my God, love costs nothing. Yeah, that's a lie. Everyone wants something. In your professional life, the company that you work for, they want the productivity. And now the question is, they want the productivity at which cost? They need to compensate you for that. But everyone wants something. Even when it comes down to your parents, they want you to behave. They want you to be the perfect child. So now you're hoping, if they're coming from the right place, I'm talking about your parents, that they want you to do something because it's the best thing for you. But absolutely, don't let anyone fool you into saying like, oh, they don't want anything. Everybody wants something from you. Some people want your time. Some people want your attention. Some people want money from you, especially for my ladies. Some people want your body, everything. But everyone wants something. So when you're talking to somebody, the first thing you need to think about what angle they're coming from. And once you figure out what their angle they're coming from, you need to figure out how this situation can be mutually beneficial for both of you. Number two, every mistake will catch up to you. I know growing up they tell you as a child, just go to life, just make mistakes. Yes, you need to make mistakes. Every mistake will catch up to you. So what you want to do ideally is don't repeat your mistake. That's what people should tell you. But eventually, basically the way life works is what you did as a teenager will catch up to you in your 20s. What you do in your 20s will catch up to you in your 30s. What you do in your 30s will catch up to you in your 40s and your 50s. And what you do in your 50s will catch up to you at the end of your life. Which is why if you did not go to school as a teenager, most likely you're not going to get in a pretty good university. Now, does that mean you cannot make anything out of your life? Yes, you can. But you're going to need to work harder. Now you're going to need to learn on your own. And if in your 20s, and I'm sorry, this happened mostly to most people, you sleeping around, you never develop any relationship. Now in your 30s, you're going to start looking for relationships. That's not going to work. Because one, you already developed so many bad habits. Two, you never learn to master and learn about yourself. So in your 30s and your 40s, you're going to be looking for a relationship. But most likely, you already have so many bad habits. You already been through so many things. That's not going to work. So if you don't save on your 40s and your 50s and your 30s, most likely retirement is going to be a pain. You can't party for all your 20s and expecting in your 30s and your 40s to have anything. Again, every mistake will catch up to you. None of us get to skip a mistake. Let's jump to it. Number 3, never look up to anyone, never look down to anyone. And I know this, the days that we're living, that is the opposite of what we are getting from Instagram. You have influencers, you have famous people, you have movie stars. At the end of the day, guys, I have never asked anybody for an autograph. Do I have people I look up to in my personal life? People who can teach me something, they've been through stuff, whether professionally, but as far as I'm looking up to somebody I never met, I have never done that. And I've met a lot of famous people, whether it was through my work or whether it's just through sports. I have never asked anybody for an autograph. Just like I never asked a famous person for an autograph, just like I never asked a homeless person for an autograph, I asked them for advice, but I have never asked any famous one. You are the biggest superstar you know. I know this matrix convinces you that some people are better than you. No one is better than you. At the end of the day, we are all a soul walking to this planet. Some people acquire things throughout this life. Does that mean they're a better person? No. Some people learn a profession and they become one of the best at it. Absolutely. They should be admired for that. But never look up to anyone, never look down to anyone. If you should have the same amount of respect that you have for a homeless person, that you do for somebody who is the king or who is the president. A person is just a person. Number 4, work on yourself more than you work on anything else in life. I know a lot of time that was one of the most difficult ones. We work really hard at a job, but we don't work on ourselves. When I say work on yourself, you can go, if you are more than 20 and you still blaming people for how your life is going, you still blaming people for your mistakes, you still blaming your parents, it just means you haven't been doing the work. If you want to be a great basketball player, you need to practice. If you want to be the best version of yourself that you can do, you need to work on your issues. In order to work on your issues, you need to know what those issues are. The minute you see somebody starting a sentence, somebody made me mad. Oh, somebody's so irritating. Somebody did this to me. Somebody did that to me. You know they haven't been working on themselves. And get yourself in a circle where people are thinking this in a similar fashion that you do, where people are not. Instagram is not going to help you work on yourself. Facebook is not going to help you work on yourself. And again, this is a one-on-one relationship with yourself. So when I say work on yourself, work on yourself. You can have $1 billion and be a crappy person. You can have the best career, work on yourself. Look at the divorce rate, look at everything else. Perfect examples. They will tell you everything that you need to know. You met people all the time who looks like they have everything together, and you talk to them for 5 minutes, you realize, man, you have a lot of work to do, buddy. Number 5, learn from other people's mistake. Again, the topic for this video is 10 things your parents never told you about the world. Number 5, learn from other people's mistakes. This is a tricky one because you realize you see people all the time and they're talking about what their parents did this, they did that, and then you're looking at them, you're like, well, dude, you're doing the same thing your parents did. If your parents was like a crappy mother or father or whatever, the opposite of that will be you having kids and be a great parent. If your father was a gambler, the opposite of that will be you taking care of your money, taking care of yourself financially. If your mother or father had kids at 15, don't have kids at 15. So again, learn from other people's mistakes. You don't have to go through everything in life. Working in this world with all the people that we have, most of what you're gonna go through, somebody's already been through it. Read, learn from, if somebody's walking down the street and they're walking 10 steps of you, you see that take a step and they fall right through a hole. You don't need to take that same step to figure out there's something wrong. You need to avoid, if you can investigate and see what happens so you can avoid the same thing. Number 6 things your parents did not tell you about this world. Number 6, most of what you learn is incorrect. Most of what you learn as a child, as a teenager, is incorrect. And I know this is a difficult one because we want to respect your parents. Remember, your parents are teaching you from their experience. They're not experts. They're doing the best they can. So a lot of things you'll hear in the world, you can be anything you want. Again, partly true, but that's not the entire story. You can be anything you want if you put in the work and you have the natural abilities to do it. You can have the natural ability to do it and still may not be able to do it. You may want to be a professional basketball player, but if you're 4'11", the odds of you becoming a professional basketball player is almost slim to none. Can you do it? Yes, but if you're able to get it done, you'll be an exception to the rule. You'll be an exception to the rule. Number 7. Again, top 10 things nobody told you about the war. Number 7, body count does matter. I know this is a controversial one. This is one, and that goes both for the male population and the ladies. I know we think if you can sleep with whoever you want, there's no consequences. Guys, the stats are out there for you to see. If you have more than 5 partners, if your body count is higher than 5, you almost have a 70% chance of not having a successful marriage. It is impossible. When you're sharing your body with anybody, the person you share, every time you share your body with somebody, you're giving up something. Every time you're being with somebody and it didn't work out, you come out with scars. And for women, this is even more important. It is important for both male and female, but for men, this is even more important. As a young man, as a young woman, make sure that everybody you're sharing yourself with is actually worth it. Because at the end of the day, if you turn 30 or 35 and you already been with 15, 20 people, and then you become less sensitive to how relationship function. It's hard when you've been with 15 people to actually fully, more than, you have a high body count. It's really even harder to appreciate the person you're with because you're comparing that person to everybody else. I know people like to say, or leave the past in the past. Well, the past is it's a clear indication sometimes of the future. So what I mean by that is, your body count does say something about what kind of person you are, where your ideology lies when it comes to relationships. So my young men and young women out there, don't start sharing yourself around to everybody you can. There will be repercussions later on in your life. Number 8, everyone has issues. Find somebody who wants to work with you. I know dating, we look more on the physicals for people. I can guarantee you, if you get in a relationship with the wrong person, you're setting yourself up for a very difficult life. And if you have to start over, it gets even more difficult, because now you are, especially for the men out there, you already lost resources, you already lost all this thing. And again, my advice to you, avoid a narcissist as much as possible. And if you don't know what a narcissist is, just Google it. It's everyone has issues. You have issues. The person you're going to be with has issues. But find somebody who wants to work on their issues with you, who not only accept you for who you are, but they also know that they have issues. Number 9, most people don't care about the less fortunate. Again, 10 things your mother did not tell you about the world. One thing I've learned is, a lot of people talk a big game. When it comes down to it, nobody really cares about the less fortunate. When I say nobody, I'll say more than 90% of people don't really care about the less fortunate. Again, if you live in the Western part of the world, this will be difficult for you to understand. But there's a lot of people who are struggling out there. But who do we idolize in life? We're idolizing people on Instagram. Can you imagine if we wanted to take care of some of the people with nothing, what we could do instead of buying $100 million plan? Nothing wrong with that. Again, if somebody can buy something, should they buy it? Yes. But I think it says a lot about us when we know people are starving, when we know people have nothing to eat, when we know on one side of the world we are throwing food away and another side of the world people are starving, when you know right next door to us there are people struggling. And again, I believe we are all human. So if somebody that don't look like me is struggling, it is the same as if somebody who looks like me is struggling. I know that's not what we've been taught. You believe you're black, you're white, you're Hispanic or whatever. But at the end of the day, a person is a person. And last but not least, again, of the things that nobody told you, your parents did not tell you about the world. Number 10 is you will repeat the mistake of your parents unless you learn from them. I know we love to criticize our dad, especially as a teenager, or dads and or mom, but I guarantee you guys, if you don't fix your problems, if you don't learn from the mistake that they made, you will repeat them. We all met people and they're criticizing the parents, and you're looking at them, you're like, dude, you are a duplicate of the same thing. And again, I hope this video was helpful. Again, 10 things your parents never told you about the world. Again, reevaluate your own life and see some of the things you were taught as a child or as an adult or as a teenager, and see which ones are missing. Peace out. Until next time, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Later.